children, welcome back to Gurudeva Online 6th Standard Science class, 3rd period, Separation of Substances. Dear children, we had been discussing many methods in first period, second period. Okay, we will discuss one more important method of separation, that is evaporation. Yes, we have discussed we have learnt in 3rd standard, 4th standard, 5th standard, I mean lower primary, what is evaporation and process of evaporation. Okay, we will discuss, we will recall once again definition of evaporation and also the process of evaporation. Dear children, observe here, the process of conversion of water into its vapor is called evaporation. What is evaporation? Or define evaporation, the process of conversion water into its water vapor is called evaporation. This evaporation takes place continuously wherever water is present. Wherever water is present, the evaporation process is inactive, isn't it, dear children? For example, let us understand a definition by the help of the example. Take a salt and water, and this mixture of salt and water, place in the beaker and heat the beaker, let it to boil. So finally, what will we get? Yes, finally we will get only salt content, I mean salt component. Where does water goes? Yes, dear children, see, the water is evaporating, isn't it? The water is evaporating. See, this is what the complete example, this is the complete explanation. The water, see, in the mixture of salt and water, after a boiling, I mean after heating, the water is evaporated and the left thing in the beaker is only salt. See, where is the water? Yes, the water has evaporated, isn't it? This is the evaporation process. I think you have observed in your home, while we are heating a water bath by the help of the heater. See, after a particular point, I mean after 100 degrees centigrade, the water is evaporating, I think like a fog. You have observed. And also, say in the kitchen hall, in the kitchen room, while your mummy is preparing a dishes, see, you have observed evaporation process. Dear children, so the process, I mean the definition of evaporation is the process of conversion of water into its water vapor. This is the definition of evaporation. You might have observed in a sea. In the sea, sea water contains many salts. See, how does salt prepared? Dear children, the salt, when a sea water is allowed to stand in a shallow pits, seawater allowed to stand in a shallow pits, finally the shallow pits water has continuously evaporating by the help of the sun rays. So finally the left thing in the shallow pits are salt. So this is the preparation of salt. Okay, dear children, and see, in the time of summer season, the dresses is completely in sweat. So after an hour, after 1 hour or 2 hours, we won't find out the sweat, because the sweat is evaporating. The sweat is a type of water droplets. That water droplets is evaporating by the help of sun rays. Okay, this is the example of evaporation. And also, in the rainy season, the cloths not dry easily, not dry very fast, because evaporation process takes place very slow because lack of sun rays. Okay, dear children, so just we have learned one important thing. The evaporation takes place continuously. The evaporation, if the evaporation is process going on, what do we need? We need heat, isn't it? Without help of a heat, its evaporation process not possible. So when the heat increases, the evaporation process increases. Okay, dear children, this is the explanation about evaporation. I think just you have observed images. Just now you have observed images. These are all the examples of evaporation. So evaporation process, complete process of evaporation. Okay, we will move next content, next important segment, that is use of more than one method of separation. Condensation. Dear children, take a mixture of sand and salt. The hand picking, does it possible to use a hand picking? Yes, it is possible, but we will discuss about one more method, which is the best method than hand picking. The hand picking is not a practical method. We will discuss about practical method to separate the given mixture. Which type of mixture? Sand and also salt. Take a mixture, place in the beaker, add some water. Just you may place a side for an hour or 2 hour or 3 hour. Then after an hour, after some time, see, salt content is dissolved in a water and sand content is settled down. So sedimentation, how does it possible? Sedimentation process has done. Next, decantation process. Take a beaker and pour the dissolved water, dissolved liquid in another place, in another beaker or another glass. So we have separated sand, but what about salt? Yes, the salt is obtained, the salt is present in a liquid, isn't it? We need to separate, we need to take a salt content by the separation of liquid and also salt. So the liquid is present, the given liquid is, water, the water is dissolved, in the water, the salt content is present. We need to bifurcate, we need to separate the salt content and also liquid, water. How does it possible? Yes, dear children, we will use the one more method, that is what? Condensation process. How does it happen? Yes, take a liquid, salt and water liquid, after decantation process. In the process of decantation, we got a liquid, that is solution, take a solution and place in the, which is kettle, place in the kettle to give the heat. By the help of the spot, through the spot, the steam is coming out. Dear children, take a plate, just observe a picture here, take a plate and hold the plate along with ice above the spot. Above the spot, finally the steam is touches to the given plate. The plate has completely cooled. When the steam is reached the cool place, it has steam converted into water droplets. So let us understand the definition of condensation. Definition of condensation is the process of conversion. What we need to convert? Yes, we need to convert water vapor into water. So water vapor into its liquid form, called condensation. The very simple definition, condensation is nothing but water vapor into water. Okay, dear children, see, this is what the example of condensation. Just understand a definition of evaporation and condensation. Evaporation is nothing but water converted into vapor. Condensation, vapor converted into water. Just you may save in your mind. Okay, dear children, this is the difference between the evaporation and condensation definition. Okay, see in case we are very well about to know in the fourth chapter, the water is dissolved, each and everything. Okay, each and everything, water dissolves everything. Any component is dissolved by the help of the water. So as the same way, I have a question. If we add equal quantity of salt as well as sand, we can recover the salt by the help of the given process. Just we have discussed, isn't it? See, observe one more important case, very important case. More quantity of the salt, a pocket of salt is mixed with the less amount of sand. Just we have discussed equal quantity of the salt and sand, and also finally we add few quantity of the water, few amount of water. But in the given case, if what happens actually, more quantity of salt is mixed with the less quantity of sand, does it possible to recover the salt? This is the very important question and that's a very important case. Okay, dear children, we will discuss about this content, about this case. Can water dissolve any amount of substances? Let us discuss now. We found that many substances are dissolved in water and form a solution. Then we say that those substances are soluble in water. For example, salt, sugar are dissolved in water. Then we say that if we dissolve in the water, that is what? Soluble in water. What happens if we add more substances to a fixed quantity of a water? What happens actually? We will know by the activity. What happens? Isn't it? Observe and listen carefully. Dear children, take a beaker and fixed quantity of water. Take a beaker, fixed quantity of water, add salt 1 spoon. Just you may let it to free up to dissolve. Next add another salt, let it to dissolve. Next add 1 more teaspoon salt, let it dissolve. Just add, keep on continuous your process. Keep on continuous your process. Dear children, see what happens actually in a one particular time, in a particular point, the given salt is not dissolved in the water. Not dissolved in water because it has a less quantity of the water. Finally the one substance is not soluble in the water. So this state we called as saturated. This solution is called as saturated solution. Hey children, what is the definition of saturated solution? A solution in which the maximum amount of solvent has been dissolved. Maximum amount of solvent has been dissolved. So it is not possible to dissolve another component or other substances. So this state is called as saturated state. That solution is called saturated solution. A solution in which the maximum amount of solvent has been dissolved. This particular state is called as saturated solution or saturated level. Okay, dear children. You have a question. Sir, does it not possible to it's not possible to take out the salt once again? Yes, it is possible by heating. Dear children, before the saturated level, you may give heat. You may give heat. Finally the saturated solution become liquid. Before go to saturated level, just you may give heat, the complete product, this complete solution become liquid. Then you may, by the help of the filtration or decantation, sedimentation, you may take out the salt solution. Okay, dear children, this is the important definition, very important word, saturated. Okay, you should know the definition of saturated solution. Okay, dear children. See, the water dissolves different substances in different amounts. Can you agree this statement? Water dissolves different substances in different amounts. Different quantity. Dear children, just you may take example, salt and also sugar. Just add the salt. Take 2 beakers. First beaker and second beaker. Here is salt, here is sugar. Okay, dear children, in the first beaker, add some quantity of water. Here also water. Add 1 spoon of salt, and next add next spoon of salt. Next one more salt. Next once again add 1 spoon of salt. Finally the salt dissolves and also the given solution is ready to saturated. This is the important point. Record in your notebook and add the sugar in the next beaker. Just you may keep on moving, keep on adding sugar. Finally you will get a idea. Finally you will get important data. The salt and also sugar. So the given data might be here for 10 spoons, might be that up to 10 spoons it is okay. Up might be it is 8 spoons, okay. So the given liquid, which is water, the water dissolves the substances in different amounts, not same. Okay, the water dissolves the substances in different amount, I mean different quantity. Okay, dear children, see, this is the very important point. This is all about the class separation of substances. Okay, dear children, in the next chapter, we will discuss more information about another content. Okay, until read a text once again. Please read a text once again. Have a look on the spell of the particular words like saturated. Okay. Next, evaporation, condensation, decantation. Please have a look on those spells and also read a text, and also please read a questions in an exercise. Complete your notes and very soon. Okay, complete your notes very soon. I will meet you with next important content. Until, have a nice day.